Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about the difference between the Jack Dempsey Cichlid and the Green Terror Cichlid. They're both absolutely beautiful, some of my absolute favorites. I have one of each in the tank behind me, and we're going to dive in terms of their similarities, their differences, and which one's my favorite. Looking forward to it. Let's get in. So here's the 120 right here at the dinner table. It's my featured tank. I got a video on this stand coming up. This stand I got off of Home Depot, Craigslist, for super cheap. And that video will be about how do you get your wife to buy you a fish tank. And we'll go into depth on this stand later. But today we're going to talk about the differences and the similarities between the Jack Dempsey and the Green Terror Cichlid. So here we have the Green Terror. They're both American cichlids, and they both get about the same size. This Green Terror is about 4-5 inches, maybe even 6 inches long. This Jack Dempsey is about 7 inches, and you know they have different reputations. Jack Dempseys are typically considered more aggressive, and that has been my experience. It varies, every fish, you never know. Each one can have its own personality, and you get an oddballs here and there, like a jaguar that's really peaceful, a Jack Dempsey that's really peaceful, or something that's like this parrot cichlid in this tank, which is typically, as far as a cichlid is considered, fairly peaceful, right? It's like a semi-aggressive. But in this tank, it's one of the tank bosses. It's up there in the hierarchy, so you just never really know. The Green Terror is a little more docile. It's definitely not as aggressive or dominant, and so that's something to be mindful when you're doing tank mates. I have considered taking this Green Terror out and putting it up in the 65-gallon tank by itself as a feature fish, just because personally I love them so much. This has been happening recently. The Green Terror and the Firemouth have been going at it, which is so much fun. It makes the Firemouth's colors really line up, and then of course the mouth, the throat. And then Jack Dempsey just heads him off. But yeah, so in my opinion, if I were to pick one over the other, it's a real toss-up. Though the pros of the Green Terror is they have a lot of personality, and as they get larger, they're almost like a natural flower horn, in my opinion, right? They can get a nuchal hump like a flower horn, and they just have the colors and the personality. The Jack Dempsey, the con with the Jack Dempsey, I think, as far as coloration, I think if I'm just going from a pure objective point of view, which of course it's all subjective on some level, but just as far as the amount of speckles and variation of color, and the amount of color, I think the Jack Dempsey is a more beautiful fish, but the problem with Jack Dempseys is they typically hide a lot, and this one is a kind of an outlier in that respect. This Jack Dempsey is very outgoing, as you can see, and that's possibly because I put this Jack Dempsey in this tank, and when I put it in, it was one of the largest fish, so it's pretty dominant, and therefore it's pretty confident in out swimming. And it's always out, and that's amazing. Like seeing such a beautiful fish out all the time is just so lovely. But Jack Dempseys are known to be they're predatory in that they hide a lot, and they're almost act like an mbuna. They're like kind of cave dwelling. Here they are together. As far as the overall shape, again, this is all down to preference, but for me, I do like the Green Terror shape better. It's just more rounded and kind of more symmetrical and uniform, where the Jack Dempsey is, you can tell it's a predator, like it's slender. I think, it can rock it. Excuse the glare, but I was getting a different shot earlier. But yeah, so they, as far as parameters and everything, they're almost the exact same. They require the same water, almost exact same diet. You could, I feed them the same things, the same tank, obviously, and they're doing both really great. But yeah, so as far as the showdown here, if we can call it that, between the Jack Dempsey and the Green Terror, I am going to go with the Green Terror. Even though right now the Jack Dempsey is nice and out, and the Green Terror is hiding, it's almost like they're in reverse comparatively. Let's see, if I get out a little food for them, I guarantee we'll have a little more activity out of everybody. Gotta give it a good shake always. And that's what a cichlid tank looks like before you feed it. But yeah, just to get them out for you a little more, tease them a little bit for the camera. You tell me, what do you think's better, right? I mean, again, it's all personal preference at the end of the day. This is an absolutely beautiful fish. I love the orange, the greens, really pretty, you know. And again, this fish is a stunner. You know, in the right lighting, you can really see right there the red on the dorsal fin, all the blues and greens, and the beautiful striping. Truly a gorgeous fish. One last look. Jack Dempsey, Green Terror. Which one do you like better? Here they are together, ready for food. So there you have it. Green Terror or Jack Dempsey. What do you like better? Let me know. Go ahead and comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.